going out onto the tundra and seeing what's out there and seeing the wildlife, it changes your perspective. It gives you a greater appreciation for what we have.
I love going up and seeing these huge caribou herds. As a kid, I remember seeing caribou bed down in front of our cabin. Now, less than 20 years later, you need to drive about 350 kilometers in order to see these caribou.
Throughout my short time on this planet, I've seen the caribou go from 500,000 down to 6,000. Just seeing all these animals slowly disappear, I decided that instead of being a hunter and gatherer, now my role is to try and save these herds for future generations.
The context behind the Winter Road Guardianship program is that the Bathurst herd is one of 9 migratory barren ground herds that spend all or some of their time in the Northwest Territories, and they're a key northern species. But in recent years, the Bathurst herd has declined dramatically. It went from about 470,000 animals in the 1980s to just over 6,000 animals today. And so with that, the herd has not only got smaller, but their range has contracted significantly. So they don't come as far south as they used to. This dramatic decline of the herd really prompted NSMA members to want to investigate why and how this was happening.
I was one of the guardians that went up to do monitoring, and this past March I went for 2 separate weeks. I've grown to appreciate it more and more the more I go up there. You know, I've been eating caribou since I was a child. It's been in our soups and stews and, you know, cut up and fried with bannock, and it's always been a staple in our diet.
This is the 5th year I was up on the ice road. When I grew up, we grew up with respecting animals, and we had to make sure that anything that we took was used, and we didn't shoot anything unless we could eat it.
Several factors have been hypothesized behind the reason for this massive decline, including climate change, noise from the mines, physical disturbance, and over-harvesting.
Yeah, weather's been quite different. I've noticed that winter has been a lot shorter. Yeah, it's just harder to harvest. Getting up there is a little bit more difficult.
In the last 2 years, so last year seeing a hunting camp that was 1 kilometer long, that just disgusted me. This year was even worse. They're taking everything from pregnant cows to little babies.
It's a free-for-all. That form of disrespect, it hits to the core. With this ice road to the mines, it sort of opened it up so that everybody could hunt them.
So the Tibbettook-and-Twido ice road is a seasonal ice road that's constructed usually the beginning of February, and it runs till the end of March to service the diamond mines in the north. In addition to being a physical barrier to movement, they can also create anthropogenic disturbance through noise and traffic, and they allow really easy access to the herd for harvesters, and so you get this issue of potential over-harvesting. And so our guardianship program in 2024, we constructed a semi-permanent camp on the ice road. NSMA guardians will go up there and stay for up to a week and run caribou patrols. So we have guardians look at everything from caribou numbers to body condition and health, counting how many gut piles they see, looking at the different kinds of disturbances they see.
We need to be involved. We need to be a voice. We need to get members out there. We need to be out on the land. We need to see what's going on. And the NSMA seems to be focused a lot on the preservation of nature as a whole. And that makes me really proud to be part of that.
It gets us up there and gets eyes on what's going on the ice road. And then there's quite a bit of community activity up there.
We've been working really hard to create and build relationships with other Indigenous organizations in the north. The North Slave Métis Alliance is part of several different co-management groups to do with caribou, including the Bathurst Caribou Advisory Committee and the Bathurst Caribou Range Plan. And we're lucky up here that we have a structure for co-management where so many different groups are part of it and so many different groups have information to share.
The sciences now are working with not only biologists and native people, but it's the gathering of both sides of the story.
I would like to see all of us groups working together, the government, the Indigenous people, and the hunters to preserve the herd. everybody has that mindset that they're just going to take as many as they can while they can, well then how are you sustainably harvesting if you don't even know what other people are doing? So we all have to come together and come up with an agreement that's going to work for the herd. Somebody needs to speak for the caribou. And that, I feel like, that's us.
I think there should be more or less like a monitoring program, counting how many caribou are taken, just to kind of put it against how many caribou that are left and to determine what kind of percentage are being removed from the herd. Any other big game is managed that way other than caribou.
The hope for the future is that future generations can enjoy what we've grown up to enjoy. Who wants their kids to grow up and the only time they've ever seen a caribou is a stuffed one in a museum or one in a zoo? What kind of life is that? Being a guardian is just making sure that I do my part.
We're really lucky up here in the north that we still have so many local important species, and so it's just vitally important to protect them while we can. We really hope that this program will be able to provide a comprehensive view of what's happening to caribou in the north.
The caribou are part of our ecosystem and they need to be protected. Bottom line, I think NSMA is doing a wonderful job of giving us that connection with the land that we really need in our lives. Everybody needs it.